A sequel nobody asked for.
Hello and welcome to a sequel nobody asked for. Today we are talking about the man, the myth, the Sasquatch finding legend, Jon Heder. You may know him from Napoleon Dynamite. You may know him from Blades of Glory, Benchwarmers, stuff like that. Today we're going to be doing an in-depth look at him with a couple people right here. We've got myself, Justin.
Daniel.
And Kyle.
There we go. So Jon Heder, what do we know about him?
Well, I happen to know a lot because I have his Wikipedia page pulled up. But
Wow.
how much do you gentlemen know?
I know a couple things. I know his name is John. He's been in a couple movies, and I've enjoyed those movies. So I think that is the max of my knowledge, but I could be wrong.
This man was like my upbringing, and I don't know why. But I had a weird
obsession
with
I'll
his
finish
movies.
that sentence for you.
Movies. He was very, at least in like the art form, like he was my inspiration. He was my Plato, my Socrates, my Mutant Ninja Turtle names. Insert here: Raphael, Leonardo, DiCaprio.
I guess my question is that with a lot of people who get as well versed in comedy as you, Justin.
Myself? Yeah, sure.
They usually are like, oh, my inspiration is like, someone with a little more in their belt, like a Will Ferrell or a Johnny Carson or even a Jimmy Kimmel if they grow up not to be funny. Why do you pick Jon Heder?
A Jimmy Kimmel, dang. It's just he's a character actor, and it felt like he always wanted to be more, but also from what I know about him, he settled down pretty early, and he did passion projects. I don't think he was going for that big buck. I think he was true to himself.
Okay, I can respect that. He's, I guess, because when we bring up his personal life, you'll see there's not much to bring up, which is rare for a celebrity.
When we go into this, you'll see we won't go into this much.
Just because there's not a lot to go into, the man lives a very established life.
And how so?
Well, let's start with his history. If you could take a guess where this man, this myth, this legend was born in this great nation of ours, where would you guys guess?
I'm going to say Nebraska.
Yeah, he's definitely a corn-fed boy.
You are close because he was born in Fort Collins, Colorado.
Dang. I feel like that's not too close.
That's not really close. Literally mountains
but I'll
away.
take it.
I mean, you got John. You got his identical twin brother, Dan. He's got like 3 other brothers, a sister. They're not famous, but they're related to Jon Heder. So they already won the lottery of life. He's Swedish. That's pretty cool.
I just like that there's another man that looks just like him.
He has an identical twin brother who's not famous, but he's just been going off his life looking like Jon Heder, which is just winning the genetic lottery.
I mean, you never know. He could have been like in a movie somewhere as like an extra. Like
maybe
he replaces Jon Heder one time because he didn't want to go to work.
Yeah, but like, when the movies you pick are like Napoleon Dynamite or the Benchwarmers, that's just a gift to show up to set every day.
Good Lord. So let's go movie by movie. Let's talk about the classic perfection that is Napoleon Dynamite.
See, it says something about Jon Heder's career because when you said the classic, the perfection, you could have been talking about any one of his movies.
I was waiting to see which one it was.
Napoleon Dynamite. What is there to say? This movie is surprisingly like very hit or miss with people.
Oh,
Mhm.
upon my first viewing of this movie, I absolutely hated it. I was like,
Yes.
what is this boring piece of mundane, sluggish garbage that I'm watching where just the pace of it is so strange? And you just watch it, and the aesthetic is like it's from the 90s, but it's actually set in present day, which at the time was like 2004 or something along those lines. And
I think it really I think it hits you different, not only what age you watch it at, but like who you meet in your life. Because
Yeah.
I'm like you, when I first watched it, 2004, it came out when I was like 8 or 9.
Mhm.
So it just, what kind of 8 or 9-year-old likes Napoleon Dynamite? You just don't get it. You'd rather watch the animated Napoleon Dynamite cartoon if you want to get your Jon Heder fix, not the real Napoleon Dynamite.
And I remember being at a sleepover, watching, everybody else had watched it before, and they're like laughing, enjoying it, and I'm just sitting there like, what? Like, how is this funny? And they're all talking about, oh, can't wait for this next part, can't wait, oh, can't wait. And they hadn't all watched it like a million times. They just watched it like once or twice before. And they're like, just ready for the next moment. And I'm like, I don't understand this. But then that was me the next time I watched the movie. I was like, oh my God, we're watching this movie, whatever. And then I'm like looking over around the corner going, oh, okay. Yeah, I remember when he eats a tater tot, pulls it out of his pocket. That's pretty funny. Like, who does that?
Yeah, who does do that? Who would ever recreate that or anything?
Oh my God.
Is there a
It wasn't me, but
Is there a story of somebody recreating the tater tot scene?
somebody, I can't quite remember who, but I don't know which direction to point here. But
Justin, are you a Jon Heder impersonator?
No, it's not that. Like I said, he was my
Obsession.
perfect art form. Yes. Just like making short films as like a kiddo, getting a camera, making fake scenes up. And of course, the first couple times you go to film things, you're just kind of trying to recreate something. You're never have an actual original idea. Not some people never have that. But definitely I tried to remake like a short skit of Napoleon Dynamite, and I named it Neapolitan Kryptonite.
That's actually like an amazing name.
And we, of course, Daniel was curly-headed, still is, as you can see. And yeah, he was the perfect
got
castmate.
typecast.
Yeah, he got typecast. And we threw like one of my sister's shirts on him that had like a horse on it. And we just went from there. I think we might have had boots. I don't know if we even saw the boots. But
yeah, I had boots that were probably like 2 sizes too big or something. That were just flopping around, I think.
how many takes did it take to have you say like gosh?
Gosh, like at least like 18 of Justin just nitpicking like, oh, it wasn't quite good enough to impersonate this crazy person. Like, yeah, just keep saying the one word.
I can just imagine.
You had to look down a certain angle and everything. Like,
I can just imagine
my
like
goodness.
a teenage Justin, like
Teenage?
Was this teenage Justin, or
I
was
feel
this
like it
like
might have been
yesterday?
very early.
It might have been like
teenage
preteen.
Justin.
Preteen Justin.
Or like just on the cusp of teenage.
Preteen Justin just like yelling at his brother, just like say it right. You go like gosh.
Yeah, it was the motion and like everything, and just
I'm sure there was a dance scene. I don't know if there was, but there
I
should have
don't
been.
think so.
Man,
Yeah, no, I don't
wasn't
think.
thinking.
I still can't dance, even
Oh.
to the caliber of Napoleon Dynamite. So
Yeah.
so there probably wasn't a dance scene. But
I think with Napoleon Dynamite, you only really like get it if you've like met people like that in your life.
True.
because
Because
like a brother that idolizes him, so then becomes him type thing.
I didn't.
Yeah. I don't know, the sense of humor and everything like that, because that
Oh,
was my
true.
experience with Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah.
Was like, oh yeah, we're gonna watch this, or like we'll talk later about other movies that were watched every day after school at the same time, and stuff like that. And so like that was my introduction, being 2 years younger,
Yeah.
to that sort of humor, was because Justin liked it so much. And then all of a sudden you're in a short film that could have won many awards, but
Well,
whatever.
it's just we all kind of grew up in the Midwest, and once we once we expanded outside of our like immediate school circle, started meeting weirdos in like late middle high school, you're just kind of like, huh, the weird person who like has a llama and just like throws food at them, like you just kind of know that person. And just to see like this,
them,
oh yeah, or you just see this characterization, you're like, this is like not too far off actually.
It is. It hits something spot on. I want to talk about the soundtrack to that movie. I don't remember all of the songs by heart, like their titles, names, and all that. But there was a Jamiroquai song that he dances to. The main dance song, I want to say, like, got candy in my heels tonight. Well,
Yep.
And he's just like doing all the things. Oh, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I want to say Forever Young is amazing. Like, if that plays at a school dance, it's rip roaring. And then you got the version with who is it? Jay-Z. Jay-Z had his version of Forever Young. So when that came out, I was listening every day, dancing by myself in my room, holding up nothing.
Holding up nothing. Oh, I don't want to share that secret. I was holding nothing, I swear.
I just think my favorite thing about that whole sequence, the dance scene, and yes, I am looking this up because I have Napoleon Dynamite pulled up on Wikipedia as well. They only made it because they're like, I think this Jon Heder guy can dance.
Yeah.
So they just did it because they're like, hey, you could dance, right? We're gonna do that. And I'm like, I can admire when a movie does that, especially since at this point, like, assuming they shot the movie kind of in order, they're like, they had to have been like, all right, our budget's tapped out. We blew our budget on the Jamiroquai song. We're like,
the end title, the credits, tetherball scene where they fade out playing tetherball. He's doing it terribly. I want to say it's funny because the name of that band is When in Rome, and he later stars in a movie called When in Rome, or at least is a supportive character. I don't remember exactly. But what is that song called? It's a good song. I don't know. But it's just majestic. And you just watch it fade to black, and your life's forever changed.
It is. This makes me, every time I think of like Jon Heder and Napoleon Dynamite, I just really want to watch Napoleon Dynamite again. There's a period of my life when I said I don't want to watch Napoleon Dynamite. I'm like 10. I don't think this is funny. I'd rather watch cartoons, and now I just get the small town humor.
Let's really quick go through some of the characters. We won't go through all the movies like this, but for this one, we'll go through a few of the characters and just talk about them, our impressions, fun facts about them, anything we can think of. The first one that pops up is Uncle Rico. Like, come on. That is so, like you say, the small town aspect.
Yes.
It's the guy who never made it to the college football, or he makes it to the college football, and then he doesn't make it pro. He's just that close. I could throw one of them over them mountains over there.
His whole life is just like thinking he's had that glory.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
He
taking it out on everyone around him.
Yeah.
Beautiful. I want to say the actor himself was vegetarian.
Oh.
And it's funny. You know why?
They love steak.
He was always chewing on a steak. He would actually spit out the steak in between takes. Dang. Don't ask how I know. But I think I like Napoleon Dynamite.
My goodness. I'll say I remember a story of you doing the tater tot scene at school. Like lining your pockets with Ziploc bags. Yeah. Because I remember Mom complaining that you had potatoes in your pockets.
I don't think like
you set it up. You set it up with people in your class, like, "Hey, like kick my pocket" type thing. And I remember you like bragging about it and like taking. You might have just like taken a Ziploc bag of tater tots to school or something like that. That's why I remember the Ziploc bag. But yeah, like that's what I was saying, like impersonating something from the movie. Not even the video that we did, but like the commitment of like, you know what? I love this scene so much. I'm gonna have someone kick some tater tots in my pocket. like that. If a movie can have that impact, like that just makes it legendary.
I imagine that. I imagine that. You got little kid Justin, and he's just trying to talk people. Be like, dude, like in like a couple minutes in the class, just like try and kick my pocket. It's gonna be funny. And he's like, okay, this is weird, but whatever. So he does it, and you're just like fumbling through like these lines. Like, why the hell did you kick my pocket, dude? Just trying to go through with it, like just causing a disturbance.
Oh,
the teacher's like, Justin, what are you doing? And you're just in your Napoleon Dynamite impression. You're like, leave my freaking tots alone, God.
Leave me alone.
I'm sure someone else would have seen it, and I was like, hey, let's act out the scene right now and see what people say, because it was more for the reaction. Like, I'm like, I know this will get a reaction, because there was another time, not related to Napoleon Dynamite, but I would always do stupid shit like this. Like, I brought in a ShamWow to school once, and I had one kid. I was in a study hall. They had to move the study hall for some reason, and I was a study hall with people I was never in study hall with. And there was just one kid I kind of knew, and I was like, hey, you should spill your water, because it was just water. You should spill it really quick, and then I will do a little infomercial bit with my ShamWow in front of everyone in the study hall and to the teacher that was like watching us, and see what they do. So he like accidentally spills it, and he goes, "Oh no! What will I do?" And I pull out the ShamWow,
my water,
and I pull it out, and I'm like, "Well, actually, I've got this. It's super absorbent, and blah blah blah." And the teacher then goes, "Why did you spill that? Like, you purposely spilled that," and starts like talking to the kid who spilt it, not me, who instigated it. And the kid then gets into a fight with the teacher, like a verbal fight, and then is taken from the room.
That was your plan all along.
And I'm standing there with like the half-soaked ShamWow going like, I'm going to put this away.
Wow.
Completely sidetracked from the Jon Heder, but that was an amazing story.
I don't even think that's a complete sidetrack. I think that is just a slight tangent away. It's from the impact that Jon Heder has had.
Johnny Heder left his Johnny Heder seeds, and he sprouted them across.
I was like, well, you know him that personally. You know him as on a Johnny level.
He spread his seeds all across
your mind,
the United States, and I was just one of those seeds growing, blossoming, and I became my own Heder plant.
Okay.
Wow. Okay, let's get on to the Aaron Rule, Kip.
Yep, Kip. Kip sticks in my mind a lot. I know somebody personally who, at least with the online girlfriend aspect of it, was exactly like Kip.
Oh no. Not the
that's awesome.
I just straight up it was somebody we never knew. They like met online, girl got ran over by a car, it's like dude wrote songs for her. His her dad was in debt to Albanian loan sharks. Yeah,
literally it's an internet girlfriend.
I was gonna say
he also knew the Prince of Zimbabwe.
Pretty much. It's so ridiculous. Like, you think that you see this and you're like, oh, that's just a stereotype taken too far. But at least for me personally, I knew somebody who tried to convince me he had an online girlfriend by using the plot to Grand Theft Auto 4. Like, he would like just bring up like different facts that relate, and they're like, oh man, like my her dad's like in debt to Albanian loan sharks, and I just want to take her a better life. And it would hit me later. I'm like, this dude's just going through the plot to Grand Theft Auto 4.
So I feel like you either had a really close relationship with this person, or since you have so much of like, it was you.
No,
like,
it wasn't
so many
me.
examples and stuff. Like I'm getting a feeling.
No, this is just straight up somebody who was like would just insert himself into the friend group we're in and just like
Oh no.
make
No.
his concerns known. But it was
Yeah.
like the stereotype was done almost perfectly because it's just ridiculous on ridiculous.
Good lord. There are actually a couple characters that once they enter your mind, you will instantly go, "Oh yeah." Pedro, obviously.
I voted for him. Yeah.
Everyone had a vote for Pedro
Mhm.
shirt.
He had
Yeah.
such a minimal amount of lines, but was still just like all of a sudden the movie becomes about him getting president. Like it doesn't make sense.
Mhm.
Like that whole plot of it is just like very last minute,
It really is.
and then it goes and he gets it and he gets his little sequence at the end. Da, 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 and they're in the pinata, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm living my life," and all he does is smile, just barely. He's like, "Oh, like I did this."
Mhm.
It's so
I see.
beautiful.
I feel like the whole movie is like about background characters, and he's like the background of the background character, and becomes the main character.
It's weird, but I'm okay with it. Rex Kwando,
Rex
Those
Kwando.
pants.
a beautiful
I-
way to start a movie.
Would you say that Rex Kwando was just like Jon Heder was your impression to become a comedian? Rex Kwando was your inspiration to become a buff boy.
Oh, you know it. I was like, I can't wait to wear bandanas and really baggy American flag pants, and I can't wait to come home to Starla every night.
Yeah, I mean, I
Oh,
could see
I
it.
forgot about her.
You think I got where I am today? Going home to Starla every night, looking like you, something like that. And then shows a picture of her, and she's this bodybuilding woman, like built 3 times the size of Napoleon Dynamite. Like, beautiful. Haley Duff is in this movie
Yep, I was just seeing that too.
as
Oh,
Summer
she's like
Wheatley.
the bully person or whatever, like the
She's
popular
like the
girl?
popular girl. Deb, the best quote from the movie, in my opinion, like the most quotable in day-to-day everyday life is the "I see you're drinking."
Yeah,
What was it? 2%.
yeah,
Be-
2%.
Is that because you think you're fat? You could drink whole if you would want to.
you could be drinking whole if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Like the worst pickup line of all time. And
That's, like,
I know
most attempted too, like in school lunchroom type
Yeah.
environment.
And the director of that movie basically admitted to, like, this was just his school experience. And I don't know if he's saying he was Napoleon Dynamite, but just like as a whole, like these are a lot of the things that happen. So I don't know if he was referencing someone else or himself, but especially like the dancing scene where they're like super far apart. The slow dance scene, and like their hands are on each other's shoulders. And they're
Well, that's how, like, ideally schools wanted you to dance at dances. Like, at least for me, it's like, oh, shoulder length apart, and it's like, well, this isn't fun.
It's 12 times more awkward than anything else.
yeah, it just makes it
Amplifies
worse. Well, and with that, I think we're gonna move on to the next movie. That beautiful, beautiful masterpiece.
So
What are we
Is anyone
thinking?
else still waiting for Napoleon Dynamite 2?
I think it's gonna happen. He's gonna have a kid.
that would be. I didn't even know they were considering it too.
They
I don't
weren't,
know if they
but
are.
they
but-
actually were either gonna have an animated show to follow up or some. Yeah, I think they had an animated.
Yeah, I was
show
gonna
to
say
follow
the
up.
animated show exists, but like,
Oh,
never
did it
seen
actually exist? I never saw it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but I've never
I
seen it. I
haven't,
know that it's a thing.
I haven't seen it because I mean, how do you improve upon perfection?
Yeah.
But I mean, like, it seems like just looking at it, a lot of the cast came back.
Wow. That's
Yeah, I don't know if it was a continuation or like bits and pieces throughout the timeline of the movie.
I wonder if they go to college or something. I know Deb was saving up, selling her little
So-
bracelet.
Maybe it's all there's
Mom
they
goes
only
to college.
they
Oh,
only
no.
they only made 6 episodes of it, so maybe it's a quality over quantity type thing. I don't know.
Hey, usually when there's not a lot of something, it means it's good, right?
How many episodes do we have?
I say that's what I've heard
not
about, like muscles and stuff like that. Less is more. So
Oh, I've been doing it wrong. Okay, never mind. I'm gonna have to
change
stop
my life
going
choices here.
I'm just
All
gonna
right.
stop going.
Do we want to go into the immediate next Jon Heder classic, or do
You
we
got
want to
it.
touch on a couple of other ones? Because this next one's the Benchwarmers.
The Benchwarmers. Now, this was a
I have
movie
some stories about this one.
that was on
I've
every day
told,
after school.
I've told Justin this theory that every male in his like early to mid 20s has a intense soft spot for the Benchwarmers. No
Okay.
matter what their style of humor is, no matter what their sense of humor is, all they have to do is think of the I am 12 written in crayon, and they just start laughing.
Yeah,
I am 12.
yeah.
You just proven the point.
This is written in crayon. Yeah.
Oh, God. You have stories about it, though?
I would say I just remember coming from home from school, and my older brother got off school earlier than me, and would watch the same movie every day, and so I just get home to the same part of this same movie, the movie being Benchwarmers, my brother being Justin, and just literally him watching the same movie every day, me getting there like, oh, okay, I guess this is on again, and so missing the first like 15-20 minutes of the movie, but then seeing that every day. I mean, I still like the movie to this day, but that's just like my biggest memory, and I tell everyone about it. Like, oh yeah, I've seen that movie like once or twice, but the beginning only legitimately once or twice. So,
I want to see you view the beginning of the movie as if because it's probably like the first time you've ever seen it.
I shared it with some friends a couple weeks ago, and I was laughing the most probably during the beginning parts with like some beef stew going on and and things like that. And yeah, it's an enjoyable part of the movie that I wish I would have saw more as a child, but you know, I guess you can't have everything. So
Now, just to clarify, you said you've seen the beginning once or twice. Justin, how often would you put on the Benchwarmers?
What do you mean?
every day,
Literally,
I'm not
It was good.
exaggerating.
It was like my cool down, like back, like I literally could put it on in the background, and then eventually like start actually watching it, and then I'd go away from it. I don't know if I'd watch it all the way through every time, but usually by the time like everybody was home, it would eventually either get turned off and like someone else would do something or watch something else. So it was pretty much every day though. For like at least like a year or so.
Yeah. Like, it was very often. So there's a while where I was like, you know what, I'm not a huge fan of this movie, but now like with some space in between viewings, it's very enjoyable.
Well, you let it simmer a little bit more.
Exactly.
Like a nice-
You don't remember every second of the movie. There's a little bit of surprise. Oh yeah, I forgot about this 2-minute period compared to, oh yep, I know exactly what's gonna happen every time.
That's a good one. I want to watch that one again.
Don't get hooked.
Yeah, don't get hooked. My favorite quote or line, or at least sequence from it, is when they're all in this rich guy's house, and they're like, he's like, "We're gonna form a team. We're gonna make all the people who sit to the side and do these things, and they're never like first place. They're always last place. Always picked last. We're going to make a team called the Benchwarmers, and you guys they're all going to look up to you. You were the Benchwarmers as kids, but now you rock," kind of thing. And then he gets a little robot butler guy, and he comes out, and he's like, "Hello, I am your butler. Can I make you a sandwich?" And then they're all like, "Yeah." And he has like a sandwich machine that pops out new sandwiches, and Jon Heder, everyone's like ordering this normal stuff. Like David Spade's like, "I'll have ham and Swiss with the crust cut off," and boom, it comes out, and he's like, "Yeah." And beforehand he goes like, "I'm gonna throw you a curveball," and it's just like a normal sandwich. But then Jon Heder orders, and it's like tuna on rye with pudding skim and Skittles or something like that. It's like like it's the most disgusting sandwich, and it comes out, and he's like, his eyes light up, and he's like, "Yes, I got the sandwich of my life." So like when I go to order stuff, I will sometimes say it and no one will understand. So
you're talking about like you just go into Subway and you're like, what? They're like, "What can we get you?" And
no,
you're like,
no. We know what I say when I go into Subway.
Oh, we know that, but sometimes it'll just be like, I'm gonna hit you with a curveball. Except you don't say that because that's not the joke of the movie. You're just like, all right, tuna Skittles, and you're just expecting them to laugh.
You're just like, I'm not.
With pudding,
just look at you.
And what's pudding skin? I'm pretty sure it's like the layer of pudding on top when it like congeals.
The coagulated.
That's what I think of it. Yeah.
On top. Mm-hmm.
Yep. The
Some people love
crusted
it.
rim of pudding.
Oh,
some people love it, and I dislike those people.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my god, I'm trying to think of any other. The only other
character.
Oh, here, really quick. The only other. No, I use a lot of these quotes all the time. The I am 12. The whole. Someone asks your age, you just go, "Oh, I am 12," and then they're like, "Oh my god, like please stop." And then the other one is when I walk out of a bathroom that somebody just used, and I'm like, "Who destroyed this?" Because in the movie, there's a guy that does that after I don't know who was in the bathroom. I think it was Jon Heder's character, and he goes, "Who destroyed this?" And he projectile vomits everywhere.
Yep.
As he walks out the porta potty.
I'll say one of my favorite moments in the movie, something that always comes into my mind, is when the older gentleman at the video store just goes, I smell cinnamon rolls.
Yeah, I'll say that one.
And so like I'll be at the mall or something and smell Cinnabon, and that's like the only thing that goes to my mind. I'll be like, I smell cinnamon rolls. And then everyone just looks at me and is like, yeah, they're right there. I'm like, oh.
It's you either know the bench warmers or you don't.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I know that I will just state things the way that old man states that line in the movie, and I will just say things like that, like "I'm hungry for hot dogs." Like I will just say
and
things
you're thinking
like
of
him,
that,
and I'm thinking of that every time. Like, and everyone always goes like, "What is he? What?"
Yeah,
that's a good one.
I say my favorite character from the movie has to be Howie.
Howie's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Howie's a good one. He's the brother of David Spade's character, Richie, and he eats sunblock for some reason.
That's at the end, when he's overcoming his fear of the sun. Yes.
Yeah.
Under a table at Pizza Hut.
He pees in a bottle in his room.
My favorite is when he has to get the Girl Scout cookies.
Oh, yes.
He runs outside with his little foam or plastic sword. And he's like, and then like runs with it and everything. And then the girls just run, and he just takes like 2 boxes or something. He doesn't even take the whole cart, I don't think.
Oh, yeah.
But just terrified of the sun.
I love when he's like up against the wall, and he's just like slowly putting his hand out, and then it goes in the sun. And he goes, ha! Like he makes his own like sound, and he's just like, he's just like, what was that? Who is this character? And then who plays him? I forget.
Isn't it like Nick Swartzen or something?
Nick Swartzen.
Yeah.
And he's like a writer or a producer or something like that on the movie, I think.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It made sense. Usually the writers of classic movies like this, they're usually like a supporting role. They're like, I still got to get in this movie somewhere, but they're obviously not going to want to be a main role and have to deal with all that. But he found his place there. There's a lot of geek culture in it, which is awesome. Like there's a lot of Star Wars references. There's Knight Rider. There's just a ton of stuff where you're like, I'm a nerd. I like this stuff. It's cool to see that there's like a billionaire dude that loves all these things, has a Batmobile. Like it's cool.
And it's not in like an overly obnoxious, like super cynical way, like that's popular now with like when Wendy's is like, we're a corporation, but we're partnering with Rick and Morty, nerds like that. Welcome to Morty's, not Wendy's. It's like the whole time you're just like, please go away. But it's with this, it's like, okay, this is
like a celebration.
It's a celebration. And something about, I don't know what it is about these like specific kinds of movies, but we brought up Howie the brother with Nick Swartzen. Something about these movies, they take people who are just not funny and just make them funny.
Yeah.
I don't like Nick Swartzen's other things, but I like him in Benchwarmers.
Yeah.
I don't like Rob Schneider.
Yeah.
I don't think he's very funny, but something in this movie, he's really funny, and I don't know what it is. There's like that magic secret ingredient, and
You know
I
what?
think
I think
the
it's
glue.
just Jon Heder.
I think the glue holding it together. Yeah, it's Jon Heder.
Sorry if I cut you off there, but like that was
It
the
had to be.
realization in my head. I was like, whoa.
I know every day because of this movie, I eat a full serving of macaroni in the beginning of the day and at night because there's a scene where they're like, what was it? David Spade's like, oh, they must be on steroids or something. And then Jon Heder asks, what are steroids? And then he's like, oh, something that makes your pee-pee smaller. And he's like, realizing that he has a small and realizing that he eats macaroni every day and thinking there's actually a correlation. And he goes, there must be steroids in macaroni. It's so like in his eyes, you see the realization. I'm like, that's where Jon Heder shines. I'm pretty sure there's a booger picking scene where, like, in most movies, I'd be like, wow, this is some low freaking brow humor.
Low hanging fruit, literally.
Yeah. Like,
I get it.
But the way they do it, it looked like he was actually eating something too. I don't know if they gave him something to eat, but he had it and he's like, and literally just chewing on it like a freaking gerbil. And he wears a helmet.
Mm-hmm.
Why does he wear a helmet? Did we ever figure that out in the movie?
Because I think that might be one of those things where he's just an idiot.
I feel like someone asks in the movie or something, and like someone responds saying like that it's just for his protection or something like that, and like they're serious.
Yeah,
like
it's legitimately protection.
Yeah,
yeah. I feel like he would, and then I think he finally takes it off, and they even make jokes about it, like "What is wrong with your head?" kind of thing.
Yeah, he gives it to one of the kids or something.
Oh yeah, the next generation of bench warmers. Oh, I remember those kids now. Some of them were weirdos.
Sammy Sprinkler.
Sammy Sprinkler.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So that's one of the references that I always think of as well. Like if you ever see someone say like, "Oh, okay, Sammy Sprinkler," and then you do it right back. But
so good. I mean, unless there's anything else you guys want to talk about it, I think we can move on to the next one.
the only other thing is I just
I
like when he
guess-
has his hands taped together with the bat and runs with it back.
Oh yeah, he has problems
way he
with
runs, yeah.
swinging the bat, so the character tapes his hands together, or someone else tapes them together for him, so he doesn't throw it. Because every time he'd hit the ball, there were like these awesome shots of like it getting thrown off into the trees, and then 3 dead squirrels just falling off the tree.
You know? Or like, he threatens to hit someone while he's running the bases, so he can get safe and everything.
I guess the only thing I can think of, and it's more tangentially related, just because David Spade is in the movie. What are the Novak brothers' thoughts on Joe Dirt?
I don't have anything on it. Like, I like it. It's a good movie. As far as it's not a good movie, it's a good popcorn movie. Like, it's not put together well. It's just there's very nostalgic moments that.
You guys remember the scene where the dog's nuts got stuck to the floor?
I've never seen it, so no.
Oh. Now all that happened right here was Kyle just seems like a weirdo for knowing that scene.
Yeah, I was like,
they focus on it, and I think they do it to like twice. I've always wanted to know if that's like CGI or like practical effects.
It's stuck in my brain.
Well, like
I
never got that answer, and it's like, did they just like computer generate it, and somebody's job for a while was CGI dog nuts, or did they build it in real life, and someone's job for a while was building real fake dog nuts? I need to know.
Either way,
how do I sign up? Yeah.
Either way, like. I never got this answer, and it doesn't change anything. That person obviously had a good day at work, but like, these are the kind of things these are the reasons why we need these movies.
You're not wrong.
I have no response. I might.
Yeah,
I don't know if that makes me want to watch the movie or not want to watch it. I think I'm at the same spot. But
if you like bench warmers, you might get a laugh or two out of Joe Dirt.
Yeah. Good to know.
Oh my god.
Um,
So we've got.
well, this is the part where Jon Heder's career is like at its peak, because after this he has Surfs Up and Blades of Glory, and then he just kind of disappears and like rides off into the Jon Heder sunset, essentially.
Let's see. Let's look at some roles he had. It looks like in between Napoleon Dynamite, he did Tankman Begins. Are you familiar with Tankman Begins?
I'm seeing on here that in this movie of Tankman Begins, he plays Batman.
Yes.
Tank Man, yeah.
Yes. It's a beautiful thing. I don't think we can share any of it, but basically the premise is Jimmy Fallon is late to the MTV Movie Awards, and he's like, "Oh no, I'm late to the MTV Movie Awards. What am I gonna do?" And then he's like, "I need someone to pick me up." No, this is Jimmy Fallon. He sounds like he's trying to be many other people all the time. I don't like him. I'm sorry. It's gonna get back to us, and Jimmy Fallon's gonna come after us, but that's fine. He'll be too busy laughing in the middle of a scene, anyways. So, he's like, "Oh no, what am I gonna do?" And then Batman Begins came out, the Christian Bale first one of the trilogy, the Christopher Nolan trilogy, had recently come out. So they took snippets from that movie, as well as like filming a couple new ones, and then just put Napoleon Dynamite in it and put Jimmy Fallon in the movie, where he basically goes, "Oh my God, it's Batman! Can I get in?" And then Batman's just like, "Get in!" And then he goes in, and they go through a chase where Batman accidentally like knocks something over, so the cops start coming after him. And then, who's the guy? Andy Dick. Andy Dick is in it as a police officer, and he's like, "I'm chasing Batman! Oh no! Or no, I'm chasing this man in a tank. What's his name? Tank Man? I don't know." So then that's where it comes from. And like there's a part where Batman's like, "Stay calm." And he just like goes, and then in the movie he goes down to like shoot a turret thing or like some weird gadget. But in this, it's just a crane game where he gets a little stuffed animal of Batman and gives it to Jimmy Fallon. And Jimmy Fallon's like, "Why is this a thing? Why do I have this?" And then at the end, they like arrive, and Jimmy Fallon's like, "I'm so glad that I made it to the movie awards on time. Thank you, Batman." Blah, blah, blah. And then he says something else, and all of a sudden Napoleon Dynamite pulls down the mask, and it's him the whole time. And he's like, "Gosh." And then they start talking about how Batman is not really a superhero or something. He's like, "Who do you think I am? Freaking Superman? I've got tons of powers." And he just names normal things that guys can do, like paintball powers, hang gliding powers, like just like all this normal stuff.
Sweet
And it's
arm blades.
yeah, and he's like, "Oh, these sweet arm blades." And it's just so funny. Like everyone should stop this video, go watch it, come back.
We'll wait.
So you know what we're talking about.
Yeah, we'll wait.
It's a beautiful thing because it just rips on the Batman Begins movie. Like the scenes that were just normal scenes in that movie all of a sudden become. I've actually watched that movie since, and I just go, "Oh my God, I remember when they made fun of this." Like there's a part where the Batmobile's ripping off all these tiles on this nice like Italian style roof. And then all of a sudden Jimmy Fallon is playing another like side character where he's this Italian man that was like putting the shingles on the roof, and he's like, "Curse you, a tank man."
Yeah, he's like, "After like 100 years, my roof is finally finished." Curse you, Tank Man. Yeah,
it's so good. It's so good. Everyone go watch it. You will love Tank. It's probably my favorite thing besides Napoleon Dynamite that Jon Heder is in. He's in Just Like Heaven with Reese Witherspoon, a classic. He's in Monster House as Reginald Skulinski.
Like his nickname is Skull and his last name is Skulinski.
Is beautiful. That movie, going back and watching it, the animation is pretty rough. Like even a couple years after it came out, I remember it not being that great. But essentially, there's a house that's alive that is scary. And who does he play? Like, what does his character do in the movie?
I'm pretty sure he's like one of the bully characters, isn't
Yeah.
he?
Something like that. I don't remember exactly.
Or,
but I think
no, he's like a pizza guy.
Is he?
He's like a pizza guy that shows up and like he's the voice of reason of like the older kids. Like he's the cool, like, because they're all kids. They're like, oh man, the pizza guy, he's cool because he's the pizza guy. When you get older, you're like, pizza guy's just the pizza guy, whatever. But like to the kids, he was like really good at video games or something. I don't remember exactly.
Honestly, I feel like there was a scene where he was at an arcade or something like
Yep.
that.
Probably, yeah.
It starred Mitchell Musso, which was, I'm pretty sure.
Isn't that the?
Isn't that like a Wizards of Waverly Place
No.
for some reason? That's ringing
No,
a bell.
Hannah
Montana.
Oh,
Montana.
okay.
The
He was
the friend.
boyfriend, not boyfriend, but yeah.
The friend of Hannah Montana. So a Disney Channel star. There we go. But yeah, this movie was pretty good. I don't remember too much from it. I remember it being pretty cool, and I remember knowing for a fact it was Jon Heder when he spoke, because he's typecast in absolutely everything. That was a good one. Surf's Up. Surf's
Up. Alex would have a lot to say about.
Yeah, good thing he's not here. I don't want to listen to it.
Yeah, no, it's.
Was that like an iconic movie for his childhood or something?
I don't know why, but we brought up Surf's Up just in regular conversation, and he's like, Surf's Up! But then he talks about how Surf's Up 2 is just garbage, and he's got a whole opinion on it. Maybe we'll do a Surf's Up episode. We don't know.
Maybe. Well, neither of us have seen Surf's Up 2, which came out 10 years later. Alex doesn't seem to like it, but here's the thing. Jon Heder came back to voice Chicken Joe. So if the script is good enough to bring back the Jon Heder, you know.
The John.
The Chicken John.
The John. Yeah, that movie's good because he's literally a chicken where there's a bunch of penguins, and then all the penguins don't make sense being in this like tropical habitat either. Like, it doesn't make sense, but he's a bird, a flightless bird with another flightless bird, and they're just hanging out surfing. I can't think of any quotable lines from the movie.
The thing I remember most from Surf's Up is how it was filmed like an episode of The Office.
Yeah, it was like a mockumentary style.
Like that's kind of a creative way to present it. But other than that, yeah, I think I just need to add Surf's Up to my.
I think we saw that on my birthday one year. Like, we went to see it. I don't think I remember picking the movie either.
I remember seeing it in a theater, but I don't remember the occasion.
I think we went and we're just told, like, we're watching this movie for your birthday. And I'm like, okay, cool.
All right.
That's great.
Probably because it had Jon Heder, to be honest.
Oh, yeah.
Probably why it was picked.
It's that guy.
Well, it's like he's going to pick that one anyway because it has Jon Heder in it.
Oh, yeah. Once I
we'll
realized, I was all over it. I was all over Chicken Joe. Let's see what else we got here.
See, outside of Surf's Up and Blades of Glory.
Blades of Glory is another one.
That is another good one. I think it was around this time that he just kind of started really doing his own thing, because according to his Wikipedia, him and his brother Dan star in their own martial art comedy web series.
What?
Called Sock Baby.
Oh, okay. Sock Baby.
There's a lot to Sock Baby. Holy crap. He's Jon Heder plays his character as Manitou Frogman. So I think I have to watch Sock Baby.
Yeah, this is something that I'm wondering if any of his things, because they're not always that high of a budget, if any of them have any weird copyright things. I wonder if there's some we might be able to watch live. And just
maybe. I mean, this is an online web series, so I'll have to see on that one. I don't know, but that would be fun. But yeah, I brought up in the beginning his personal life. The reason I did that is because you go into like any celebrity's webpage, their personal life is like just as massive as like their work that they've done, because celebrities are always getting like some kind of wacky drunk driving shenanigans or whatever.
Oh yeah.
All the crimes they've done, all the people they've married. Jon Heder is literally
Super wholesome.
Heder has been married to Christian Bale Kristen Bale's.
Now you got Jon Heder coming for us.
Heder has been married to Kristen Bale since 2002, having met her at university. Member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. They have 4 kids, and that's it.
Wow.
Christian Bale. Nice.
So that's how he knew how to be Batman so well.
Oh, okay. That's awesome.
Okay. Really quick though. Him as a Batman villain, who would he play the best as? Jon Heder as a Batman villain.
I would love to
Poison
see.
Who? Who did you say?
Poison Ivy.
I would love to see his take on the Joker, because if Jared Leto can do it, Jon Heder can do it a million times better. But I think he would do.
Wait. What would be a line that a Joker by Jon Heder would say though? We gotta break that down.
Okay, are we doing? Which kind of Joker are we doing? Like, are we doing like a Joaquin Phoenix Joker? Or
I think he would be along the lines of. No, he'd definitely do like a Why So Serious.
a Heath Ledger,
type deal.
Okay. I guess
the
now
hair comb back.
I guess I'm trying to think of like how he would do like the famous, the famous, the monologue of like, gosh, you want to know how I got these scars or something like that. I guess I'm just running that through my head. I'm trying to think of like a line he would say though.
I'm thinking, well, no, that's one there, honestly. I just would imagine him going like, "You want to see a magic trick?" And he just starts dancing. Like, yeah, literally. Like as he's riding off into the sunset, like as the city's blowing up, he's just like.
But in terms of which one I think would best fit him, I would honestly think a Jon Heder Riddler would be amazing.
I was like, that's the one I thought Joker at first, but then I was thinking like, how would he like laugh like the Joker? And I just couldn't imagine it. So I think Riddler would be a good fit as well.
I mean, the only like movie version of Riddler that we have, at least in live action, is Jim Carrey, who went like so over the top. So over the top, he might as well have been a Joker. So do a Riddler who's like all about riddles,
and be like, riddle me this, Batman. Like I'm just imagining him being super monotone and just like.
And like DC's a super intricate riddle or something like that.
DC's been trying to change things up. I'd be all on DC's side if they did a Jon Heder Marvel, a Jon Heder or Riddler.
Marvel. That's how good Marvel is.
I'll say, Justin, what do you think? Who do you think in Batman?
I thought of the Riddler. I thought of the Riddler right away. So, just so you know, John, get out there. Are there any twin characters? Because him and his twin could do something.
I think that's any like Riddler thing to do.
Yeah. What if there was a twin the whole time?
Like I think that's a very Riddler thing to do is have his twin. That's the riddle. That's the twist.
Yeah. At the end is like there were really two of them.
And it all ties together because who directed the Batman trilogy for DC? Christopher Nolan. You know what other movie Christopher Nolan directed? The Prestige, which is about magician twins. It's all coming together.
No. That's too much.
That's too much. Our life is a Christopher Nolan movie. Oh my god.
Starring Jon Heder.
And I'm okay. I'm okay with that. Let's see what else he was in. We had Mama's Boy. Mama's Boy was good. He was playing a Mama's Boy.
Yeah,
nice.
That's he. This is when he started you started feeling the effects of his typecast.
Yes.
Because
this is when you knew the downfall was beginning.
Because
we're still okay with it, but
I mean, after Mama's Boy. You can see it. I see it too. His filmography is kind of kind of like limited, and what he's picking is kind of weird. Like I'm seeing a lot of dubs for foreign animated movies.
Legend of Kung Fu Rabbit, voice of Fu.
Like, yeah, there's that. There's an Italian Pinocchio. There's like a Peruvian like mouse movie that also stars Drake Bell.
In Pinocchio, he was Leo the cat.
That's good to know.
He was in Epic Mickey 2, the video game, as Seth.
Okay, so what I know about Epic Mickey 2,
You know about
Jon
it?
Heder's in it.
and well, now that Jon Heder's in it, but apparently the game is a musical,
Oh.
and I want to hear Jon Heder sing.
Oh, maybe he's in it singing. I don't know.
I'll have to check because I imagine he has a very majestic voice.
He is also in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles series as Napoleon Bonafrog in the episode The Croaking.
Another Napoleon. Nice.
He is in Ben 10 Omniverse as Clyde 5.
If we're just going up what he's played in a Robot Chicken, he played Napoleon Dynamite.
So he has a couple characters that... Wait a minute. Napoleon Bonafrog, is that playing off of Napoleon Dynamite?
I would assume not. I'm assuming that's the Bonaparte.
Yeah,
And it just
but
happens
why
to
is
be-
his name Napoleon?
Because that was his name.
Maybe it's like a super weird reference to like his sock baby thing where he was Frogman.
That's what I'm seeing is all these things are connected, and it's kind of throwing me off.
Maybe that's why he doesn't star in so much because he has to have everything connected to the Jon Heder
so
cinematic universe.
He needs there
Oh
to
no!
be... Oh my god! Like I'm on the side. I'm looking this up. Like I'm looking. Okay, Napoleon Bonafrog is a character that was established like early on in like 1987. So it's not like a play on.
But I feel
Napoleon-
like it's very possible that he was cast
Because
for the
his-
connection.
Just for the connection.
Yeah, for the name
Yeah.
of Napoleon.
Oh my god.
Like they thought, people are going to enjoy this, and they probably did.
This is just strange. All the lines are matching up. I'm drawing everything together. We've got him in Ghost Team. Ghost Team is a movie.
So here's the thing: I haven't seen that, but Google gave it to me for free, and I
Okay.
didn't even know Jon Heder was in it. So now it's at the top of my watch list.
We've got... I'm trying to see if there's just like anything else that he happens to show up in. He's in the new Tremors movie, Shrieker Island. I'm trying to see if there's anything that's like coming out soon. He's in another romantic comedy called Funny Thing About Love. That's going to be coming out soon. So he's making stuff.
He's a
It's
new
just... Yeah, he's in a show called Pickle and Peanut as Pickle. Wait, so then... Is he like
Wait, no,
a
I
main
see.
voice?
No, wait, he's not. Is he Pickle?
It's saying he's Pickle.
Because what I'm saying, it says he's Peanut.
What?
Wait, no, okay.
What if he's
My
both?
source is wrong. I clicked on it,
Oh.
and he is in fact Pickle.
Okay.
He is Pickle. Okay.
I'm glad we cleared that up.
I was gonna say.
I was getting nervous.
I know at times Jon Heder, fun fact, has played on Xbox, and he will do the Napoleon Dynamite voice just to mess with people.
I could see that. I could see him doing that. I like most celebrities where like they start to hate the role that got him big. I could see Jon Heder being like, people
He's
like,
like,
this.
I
Let's have
know.
fun with it.
It's like, I know what I am. He's come to terms with it. Oh, man, is there anything else that we could like top this all off with?
I'm trying to think. This has already been one of our longer episodes, and it's just been us talking about Jon Heder.
Yeah, that's the point.
Mhm.
I mean, in Blades of Glory, it's nice that he can, because Will Ferrell is considered like high caliber. He's definitely like an A-list actor. Everybody knows him, though I don't like him in everything. He still goes toe to toe. Jon Heder and Will Ferrell go toe to toe. Nobody's really taken the center stage in that one. They're both just working off each other really well. I think that's probably the most like popular of a movie that he's been in, though, as far as like mainstream wise.
I'd
I
say
think
like with advertisements and
Yes.
stuff like that for promotions for it, definitely I would agree.
the most like
Mhm.
mainstream, and I'm surprised he didn't go further with anything like that. But it just sounds like he just wants to live his life with his family, pick up a paycheck every once in a while, and only do the projects he likes. Hopefully, John, you hear this. We'd love to have you on sometime.
If we could
Like,
get Jon
literally?
Heder, if we could have Jon Heder on the podcast, that would be my life accomplishment.
Yeah.
So you have to stop after that, right?
If he tells us to. Yeah, if John says, please just stop, then we'll do it here and now.
Gotcha.
But if we could have John on, we're just a couple clicks away. We'll send you a link. You can join the stream, man. On that note, I think we're gonna head out. This
I think
was
we're
a
gonna-
sequel
I think
nobody
we're gonna
asked for.
wrap up. I think we're gonna wrap up and send this link to Jon Heder and
Directly.
Yeah, if any of
directly
you out
on his
there wanna
directly
spam
on
him.
his social media and just like, hey John, we got
Probably
your big
doesn't have
fans here."
social media.
He's
highly-
got.
He's
I
got to
mean,
have something.
how is he gonna stay connected with the world though? He's Jon Heder.
He
I'd
is
say
Jon
if he's
Heder.
Pickle, he's got to have
Hey,
something.
And if Dan, you want to get on here too, or we just interview you, that's
But
fine too.
pretend that it's John
Yeah.
or
No, no, I want to find out about Dan, how he's living his life.
that would be cool. Like a 1 hour special about John that we talk, and then a 1 hour special about Dan where just he talks.
Yeah,
Well,
like it.
just looking right now, people are still meeting him. I can see that. I see he's meeting fans as recently as last week.
oh, well, there we go.
So
Wow.
we're coming for you, John.
That sounds aggressive. We're coming for you, and we're going to record you on the internet. It's happening.
Okay, either that. Okay, so either you're going to get on the show, John, or we're going to cast you in our next movie that we make, and all will be fine with the world.
Yeah.
Okay, we're heading on out. See you guys later.
Bye.